You look great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you know what else looks really good? Something like this. So, given that we are in the note-taking space, and you've probably seen all of those Obsidian sort of things, making those graphs and all that sort of stuff, but you have to maintain those tags and everything yourself, and then people tend to use LLMs to do this, to be able to make these tags. Now, I am going to have to write a full blog post about my rant on this, on why we haven't made a knowledge graph. Because let's say you've decided to tag and connect together everything by, let's say, topic or subject. How is that the right lens to look at something? Every time that you are going to then put a label upon something, there is a certain way which you're looking at it. And I wanted to make sure for Meos that we have something that is more pan-dimensional, more general, and then within that you should still be able to find patterns. And importantly, why would we restrict the traversal of artificial intelligence or your own way your own brain works based on something as basic as, are they a boy or a girl? You know? And that's why this research project that we've got, and we'll be shipping pretty soon, we call Meos Constellation. And not only is it pretty, it's actually good and useful. The useful part here is, suppose you have made a wiki or a hierarchy of stuff. As soon as you add more information and notes and things like that, then where do you, like I've at least found, you try and make a file structure and you always add new information and it's like it doesn't quite fit in, you have to redo everything. So this is entirely dynamic. It is built upon the exact same thing that builds Meos cluster. So on the cluster view, you see that same sort of thing, that semantic sort of stuff goes on there. This is the macroscopic view of everything that you may have in your databox, as well as then being able to see the trends upon those. We've then applied algorithms and mathematics that are inspired by some ideas that I got from my astrophysics and cosmology classes back in the day, long time ago. And it turned out to work really well in this information space to be able to understand things, hence why calling it constellation. So over here, we have an example set of notes that we have turned into a constellation. So over here, all of the clusters are connected together. You can see they've all got a title. Once we have worked out a clustering, then we can give it a label. If you add in new information, that label and hierarchy will highly likely change. And that's just like us. When you learn something new, you change. You shouldn't necessarily separate ideas from each other. Not if you want to stay relevant in this world, you know? I'm going to say that. Yep, keep that in. Yep. So we can take a look here. And like 3 dimensions, I believe, works really well to be able to explore this rather than 2 dimensions. It, in fact, actually works well with the algorithm as well. So, for example, all concepts here, and then the next level, technological process, and then inside that, scientific advancement, inside that, economic and tech. These positionings are roughly correlated to their likeliness with each other as well. In some places, you can sometimes, it comes up where you see that they overlap. So you would expect eventually them to overlap, but there are none in this case. It is strictly hierarchical. So let's give an example. Over here, I'm going to go into cultural achievements. Let's say cultural achievements over the right. It says there, Egypt pyramids, invention of the printing press, Hemingway, Shakespeare. That sounds like cultural achievements. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. There, I guess by the nature of this being semantic and heuristic, you will potentially find errors. And this is something that I believe is okay when we have it being more representative. A big philosophy of Meos is to help the everyday person move into this era of heuristic computing, And this, like I like to call it the knowledge era. And that allows, we're trying to give them safe passage through that in a way that is familiar. Allow your own judgment. And we never infantilize. We don't want to let people's brains fall out. Just because we have AI and this is a AI product or whatever, this and that, it's actually designed to strengthen your own mind's intelligence in every single way. So this is Meos Constellation. I'm really excited about this. We are going to ship this pretty soon, actually, and it'll be available on Meos desktop to our Plus and Ultra users. They will be able to explore their information and notes. And I'll leave this here with one thing, and that is when you have a lot of information and notes yourself, you might not know what you don't know, or you might not remember what you don't remember. In fact, you don't. That's the whole point. This is useful because it allows you to glimpse that and know what's in your thousands of notes. I have over 10,000 elements in my databox on Meos now on my phone, which is really phenomenal how quickly you start accruing all of this information. The cluster view is great because as soon as you add something, it brings up associated things that are the same. But what if you just living through a different season of life? What if you are now not necessarily remembering that you did something that could be useful for now? That's exactly what this view is for. And that's exactly why it needs to stay dynamic. Because if it was just topics, it's only going to reinforce one version of you that is non-dynamic. Thanks.